bought all these puppets. And then I was like, I've got an idea. What if we told the story of what's happening, but we used the puppets? And they were like, this is a great idea. So I took a 6-pack of beer, took my favorite like funny producer. We went in and I like YouTube like how to be a puppeteer. And we created like this weird world, which they only used for one season. But to this day, I think it was the best. Some of my best work was my puppetry in season 4 of BIP.
It's amazing. Well, you also got the coveted bartender position on BIP. What's the best thing about being the bartender?
I have a front row seat to the debauchery, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I get to have all the fun without really have any skin in the game, and that's a nice thing because it is a scary place for as someone who went on the show as as a cast member. It's a scary show to go on because a lot of your shortcomings could be exemplified. So me getting to go out there and really just be a bartender and have no skin in the game and just kind of sit there and laugh with everybody is one of the great things. The relationships that I've cultivated on camera and off are some really wonderful moments of that show. And listen, I'll say it, I'm proud of that show. I think that show is the best show of the three, and for a lot of reasons. One, because I think it takes the piss out of itself. It's a comedy. It opens as a comedy. You know what you're getting into as a viewer right off the bat. So obviously that lends towards, I think, my sensibilities. But also our track record for success. If the whole idea of this thing is to get these idiots engaged, we win every year, hands down. Like, these people are married and have kids, and the success rate's better. So yeah, I'm proud of like us. I think the mission statement is have fun and get people engaged, and we're the ones who do it the best of the three shows.
It is unbelievable how many successful matches and engagements and marriages, and like you said, people have kids. Like, do you have a favorite Bachelor Nation couple?
Well, I'm real proud of Dylan and Hannah. I had a big hand in that one, of which you didn't see, but I definitely empathized with Dylan a lot. He was a guy that was kind of out kicking his coverage. He was going after a girl that everyone wanted to be with, and was probably a lot hotter than he was. And he really had no business in probably bagging that babe, which I very much related to. And so I was like, this is how you do it. All right, listen to me, buddy. I've got a game plan. I did this already. And he went through a lot. Like, there were a lot of guys that came after. It was tough for him. And I was like, weather the storm. Come on, you can do this. A lot of like pep talks. And so he got through that one, and they're super cute. And I'm happy for them. I love Joe as a human. I'm happy for him and Serena's love story. I feel bad for what we put him through this past year, but you got to walk through fire before you get to I don't know, the promised land, I suppose. And then, the Jaden Tanners, that was kind of before my time, but I know them and I'm happy for them. They've got kids. And yeah, I actually, Mari and Kenny will probably, they're so weird and crazy that like they will, and beautiful. So they'll have like the most fun family probably dynamic going forward. But yeah, listen, the whole thing is amazing. The fact that we get one engaged couple every year always is a bonkers to me. But for the past like 3 years, we've been averaging at least 3.
Which is so crazy.
Yeah, and last season we had 3, and then a 4. I think a 4th left together.
Wow.
Oh no, it was Becca and Thomas who broke up, but now they're together. So
that counts.
Yeah.
What about, do you have a favorite drink as the bartender? Like, what do you like to drink?
So I don't know how like how old your audience is to VIP, but there was a bartender before me, a guy named Jorge, who is still a dear friend of mine and still works on the show. He didn't work on it this last season because of COVID, but he's still an integral part of the show, and he does his thing is Jorge's. He like left the bar and like started his own tourism company now, which we use for dates and stuff. But he taught me a drink called the Jorge Special, which inevitably becomes everyone's favorite drink. And it's very simple. It is, so you chop up a couple cucumbers, you put that in the bottom of the glass, then you infuse that with some vodka, then you throw on some ice, you fill it up with basically a bunch of soda water. So it's a vodka soda, and then you splash some Sprite on top and then garnish with lime. And it's, I've never heard of it called anything else other than a Jorge Special. And it's like the most refreshing, like, especially because it's so hot there. And there's only so much tequila you can drink, especially like everyone gets the runs at some point, and tequila is not helping that. So that's a drink that like everyone kind of gravitates towards at the end. I mean, personally, I like when people order beers because it's an easy thing for me to do. But no one drinks beers in paradise, save for Joe and myself, because everyone else is terrified of the dreaded carbohydrates. So it's a lot of vodka sodas and tequila sodas.
That makes a lot of sense. What about, look, every reality show has its share of like controversies, like Bachelor Nation is certainly no shortage. Like, is there anything that's happened like throughout the years that shocks you? I mean, you've been on more episodes than anyone at this point. Does any of like, there's a lot that goes on in the world when each season of The Bachelor in Paradise, all of it airs?
Nothing surprises me now. Yeah, listen, I think the way you got to go into that show is expect the unexpected, and just be like ready to pivot. The truth of the matter is a lot of people think that we manipulate and make people do things. And to that, I say that's really not the truth. I would say that the best TV that we've ever made is the TV that happens when people just are being themselves. And the American audience can sniff out authenticity from a mile away. And so it doesn't really play that well when something is really telegraphed. And I'll tell you, the truth of the matter is that these idiots, myself included, are not actors. So we wouldn't be good enough to kind of play it off. So when things happen naturally, that's when like the best stuff happens. Like, I'll give case in point, this past season, there was a storm that was coming. And it's an absolute nightmare to try to film when there's a storm coming. There's electricity in the air because we have so many wires and so many towers and radios, and everyone's connected to an electrical instrument that's filming the show. And so we have to stop. So anytime that there's electricity in the air, they just stop, and things take forever. So we eventually were just like, anytime there's gonna be a storm, we're stopping and we're getting the hell out of here. And that's what happened this last time. There was a storm coming. We all went back. We let people just live for a little bit. People got some sleep, got to, not have to be drunk on the beach or whatever, or drink on the beach. We got a couple of days off. We come back, and what happens? The crazy Ivan story where he snuck out of the room and went into someone else's room, and like something happened, and that's kind of breaking the rules, and that's not nice. And he had to say goodbye to everybody. That happens